William Cheung, Grandmaster of the Wing Chun discipline of Kung Fu, has been called the Master's Master. He was considered by Bruce Lee to be the ultimate fighter and was the person responsible for introducing Bruce Lee to Wing Chun Kung Fu. Cheung was appointed Chief Instructor to the U.S. 7th Fleet based in Yokosuka, Japan from 1978 to 1980. Throughout this time, he was in charge of the intensive mental and physical development program of close-quarter hand-to-hand combat for U.S. Marines. Many of Cheung's students have achieved international recognition for their martial arts prowess. In 1982, his students won the heavyweight and middleweight divisions respectively in the World Invitational Kung Fu Championships held in Hong Kong. Cheung himself was inducted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame and Inside Kung Fu Hall of Fame as Martial Arts Instructor of the Year 1983 and 1989 respectively, and was honored with the Blitz Lifetime Tribute Award for Martial Arts in 1998. Grandmaster Cheung has developed and taught Cheung's Defensive Tactics, a system of unarmed combat, restraining and disarming assailants, and firearms retention. These classes have been received enthusiastically by special law enforcement groups as well as armed services special operations groups in the U.S. and other countries worldwide. Based on his early training in martial arts, Grandmaster Cheung has developed Cheung's Meridian Therapy, a system employing meridian pressure points and meditation to deal with internal energies. He has used this system to develop successful programs for treating sports injuries and stress management. Grandmaster Cheung has spent the last 20 years refining these techniques. Cheung's Meridian Therapy has been scrutinized by the medical profession in the United States and Europe and is widely accepted in hospitals and clinics around the world. Grandmaster Cheung currently teaches in more than a dozen countries and has a standing invitation to teach at Yale University.
It's 30 years since Kung Fu legend Bruce Lee died, yet he remains the most celebrated martial artist in history. His movies have suffered from poor scripts and atrocious dubbing, but millions of fans still appreciate them for the greatest fight sequences ever filmed. Well, the man who taught Bruce Lee has been passing on those same skills to Aussies for decades, and now Hollywood wants to get in on the act.
These fists have been scientifically tested at Harvard University. 8.3 punches per second. A world record.
Oh, Jesus.
William teaches a martial art known as Wing Chun. Over 50 years he's developed and perfected an amazing armoury of techniques.
Do I look at you or just look away?
Yeah, look here, look here.
Like the 1-inch punch. Bruce Lee, kung fu fighter and movie star, was trained by William.
Why did you steal? It's not your business.
They met in Hong Kong when Lee was just 9.
He was still very skinny, so he wanted to do Wing Chun, and I introduced him. And I was his senior, and I trained him to fight and train him how to develop his body, his muscle.
Bruce Lee called him the Master's Master.
When we fight in Wing Chun, we watch the elbows. So because you're right-handed, and so I only had to keep an eye on. Sorry. Sorry.
Is that the death touch?
No.
Oh, thank God for that.
Wake up. Sorry.
Marty King trying to go toe-to-toe with the Master's Master. And filming of the William Cheung Bruce Lee story begins later in the year.
Case number 1, Bradley Clyde. International Rugby League star Bradley Clyde contacted Grandmaster William Cheung in February 1996. He had torn a ligament in his shoulder 2 months earlier while preparing for the upcoming rugby league season. Despite treatment from various medical practitioners, his condition had not improved. He was told by a specialist that his shoulder would require surgery. Clyde would miss all of the pre-season as well as a good part of the season itself. Confronted by this diagnosis from the club medicos, yet determined to play the 1996 season, Clyde decided to try Grandmaster William Cheung's Meridian therapy. With just one 30-minute session of Meridian treatment, Bradley Clyde resumed training the next day. 4 days later, he played his first pre-season game and scored a try in the first 10 minutes. Here we can see Grandmaster Cheung treating Bradley Clyde on that day.
Chinese methods with origins dating back 2,000 years. Grandmaster William Cheung employs the art of Wing Chun.
See, the next stage is the healing stage. Right?
The man who helped teach the late Bruce Lee and was Kung Fu Artist of the Year in 1983 is attempting to overcome the effects of a torn shoulder ligament.
I use the pressure points and using the Meridian internal energy channel to relax the muscles on the shoulder area.
Immediately it feels a lot looser, and I'm quite happy with it. I'll follow through his series of exercises that he gave me, and in hope that it does feel a lot better and I'm able to get through the season.
Mr. Cheung's sports injury treatment is about to be used by the New York Giants and the Miami Dolphins.
Success rate is very high, but in all type of healing, you can only heal if there's a possibility to heal.
Bradley Clyde has postponed surgery until the end of the season. In the meantime, he's prepared to play with pain.
That's right, I'm going to have to probably grin and bear it, and it won't be 100%, but I'll have an operation at the end of the year.
In the absence of Ricky Stewart, Bradley Clyde will call upon his old skills as an Aussie rules player, taking the penalty kicks for touch against the Cowboys on Sunday.
As you well know, Phil, in my past that I've had a bit of Australian rules experience, and Shinji's thrown that role to me, and I'm looking forward to it.
How long the role lasts will depend on his shoulder. The North Queensland game will be his first in 6 weeks after tearing a ligament. It requires an operation, but Sunday is an experiment to find out whether the appointment with the surgeon can be delayed until the end of the season.
I'll probably know within the first 10 minutes whether it's going to withstand the knocks and bumps for the whole season, I suppose.
There's a sense of urgency in the camp. With just one competition point after 3 outings, they need to start winning immediately if they're to be a force this season.
Hi, my name is Josiah. Today is May 19th, Sunday. 18 months ago, I was teaching class and I collapsed. And the ambulances came in and they took me off to the hospital. No one knew why I collapsed, and then they had an MRI on me, and they found out that I had an aneurysm in my C3 and C4 cervical spine. And at that time they wanted to operate, so I was out of it. So my wife called Grandmaster Cheung. Grandmaster had advised her to, he had given her sent over some herbs and advised her and me how to do the CMT, the Meridian stretches, what to do. And within 3 days, in the hospital in intensive care, I was admitted out. And
you were discharged?
I was discharged from the hospital because I had recovered in just almost 80%. I was walking around from being paralysed to walking around.
Okay, hi, my name's Jasmine Phoenix, and I brought my daughter in to see Dr. Cheung in April of 2004, and today is the 29th of July 2004, and I just want to say that 3 months after we were prescribed CMT Meridian therapy for Amber's, she had a few holes in her heart, and she also has epilepsy. We went back to the heart doctor at the Children's Hospital, and 7 little holes that she had in her heart have all now closed up, and we don't have to go back for another 2 years, they said. And there's been a definite decrease in the amount of seizures that Amber's been having for epilepsy. She really enjoys the massage, and I found that she's got increased energy and she's definitely feeling a lot happier. Yeah, so it's been very successful, and I'm very happy with the treatment.
Grandmaster William Cheung is the current Grandmaster of the traditional Wing Chun Kung Fu system. With over 40 years' experience, Grandmaster Cheung is 8th in the direct line from the system's founder, a Shaolin Buddhist nun, Ng. A lifelong friend and mentor to the late Bruce Lee, Grandmaster Cheung taught to Lee many of the techniques Lee would later use in his illustrious film career. Grandmaster Cheung travels the globe, spreading the art of Wing Chun to all corners of the earth. Author of numerous books and videos on Wing Chun, Grandmaster Cheung also promotes healing and better health through his Chi Meridian Therapy and Chi meditation programs. Often called the Master's Master, Grandmaster Cheung has combined his healing and his fighting skills to become a complete martial artist.